I just would love to get your perspective on that. He essentially was saying, it was as part of a longer conversation, that Joel Embiid, as good as he is, isn't the leader that team needs him to be, and that is ultimately the biggest problem he felt in Philadelphia. Is that a reasonable criticism in your mind, Richard Jefferson?
Yes and no. I think it's fair to say that he's not the leader. You know, I always think it's a little funny when people think that your best player should be your leader. That's not always the case, and it's always not always the case in all sports. But ultimately, it's like, yeah, I agree, Bruce. You should be able to hold players to a higher level of accountability, but that's not the reality. This is professional sports, and they are more apt to change the coach than they are to change the superstar. And then when they change the coach, and then they figure out that the superstar still can't adjust, that's when you change the superstar. But coaches always change before the superstar. That's the reality of professional sports. Bruce knows that, I know that, and you know that, Greeny.
Yeah, no, of course that's true, but that doesn't also mean that there isn't an issue with Embiid that might go beyond the coaching change. Vince, what do you see? You played against him, obviously, many times with those guys. What do you think?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, Bruce spoke it like the old NBA. That's what was expected in the old NBA as the go-to player, as the marquee player. You know, that's the onus does fall on you, and I understand what he's saying. And you know, the new NBA, it's a little different. And of course, like I said, when things go bad, who goes first? The coach. But you want your superstar to take onus, and you want him to come to camp prepared, and you want him to be the voice and set the tone. And I think Joel and Ben, for that matter, have that ability to do so. They just have to. That just what has to be expected for that team. And the way things work now, when a player just is a player, and you feel like they underachieve, the first thing goes is the coach. So with that being said, I just feel like, you know, these guys, Joel, in this situation, yes, he should have some accountability for his play, and I would have liked to see the play through him a little more in that series.
I still do remember years ago, Jeff Van Gundy saying to me on the radio, the most important relationship on any team is between the head coach and the best player. If that relationship works, you have a chance to succeed. And if that relationship doesn't work, you're basically doomed before you start. Again, that's a coach talking. All right, next issue for the two of you guys. Last night obviously was not a great night for Luka Doncic, but this postseason has been his coming out party. He has just been absolutely spectacular. And one of the comparisons that has been made with his court vision and his total command of the game with the ball in his hands was to Jason Kidd. Both of you guys played with Jason Kidd. Vince Carter, I will start with you. As you see Luka Doncic right now, do you see that comparison? What do you think of it?
Right now, Luka is a walking triple-double. I'll give him that. J. Kidd played 19 years, and he's proven that, you know, he's a Hall of Famer, obviously, and he deserves all the accolades he's receiving. Right now, Luka is on a path to be something like a Jason Kidd. He's more. I look at J. Kidd more of a facilitator. Obviously, he's up there in threes, but what Luka can do on the offensive end as far as scoring is amazing. J. Kidd had the unbelievable ability of setting up players and putting them in positions to, one, make a lot of money, but make a lot of baskets. And you know, you don't look at J. Kidd as like the scorer, but there's been times, RJ, you know this for a fact, when J. Kidd wanted to actually be the scorer he needed to be, he could do so from the three-point line, mid-range, getting to the basket. But Luka, right now, I think the comparison is pretty close. And I think down the line, I hate kind of trying to compare guys early in their careers because we don't know what happens down the line. J. Kidd, and I said 19 years for a reason. J. Kidd played 19 years and has proven what his stats are telling us. Right now, Luka is trending to be an Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's a reasonable way to put it. J. Kidd played 19 years. Luka is only 21 years old. But RJ, you actually brought up this comparison the other day, just in watching him and the way he controls the game with the ball in his hands. It was actually you who first put this thought in my head.
Well, it was so funny. It was Rick Carlisle that first said it, and I was like, wait a second, he can pass as good as Jason Kidd? But then when you watch it and you see his ability to just left, right, his lookaways. Now, I stand this. Magic Johnson and Jason Kidd, there was a certain sexiness to their passes. They would go around the back, off the glass, no look, double bounce, spin. They would come up with crazy, unique ways. But John Stockton's the all-time leading assist guy because he was just simple. He saw the floor. He was able to read defenses. And I think Luka is in that same category with the way he's able to see the ball, with the way he's able to do all that. I'm not saying that, like, scoring-wise, I think Luka is far superior. But from just purely their vision and their ability to see the floor and create open shots for players, I didn't see it at first, but he's definitely in that category. That's how good he is.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.